Hello everyone, this is Pal Ponder on Weather coming at you with another video. In this update, we're going to be talking about a major snowstorm as well as some heavy lake effect snow. So before we do get started, if you do like weather related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. And I do ask you to share this video with your friends and family on social media. All right, so let's get started. First of all, Merry Christmas everyone. I'm back. I was on vacation. We took the family and the kids up to Oklahoma and Arkansas for a couple of days. Had a cabin up there. It was phenomenal. The weather was great. So it was great to kind of get away and enjoy nature, but it's also good to be back. And we got a snowstorm to talk about. And here's the latest December snowfall that's taken place so far this month. And you can see the Northeast has been pretty heavily inundated with several snow events that took place, some double-digit totals, and they're still getting some snow this morning. We've had some snow down in Oklahoma and parts of Texas, and it's been sporadic in the Midwest. But there's been this hole back in Missouri and kind of Illinois and Indiana, and it's kind of filled in into the Northwest. And as far as the entire season goes, you can see it's definitely filled into the Northwest, but the same pocket of that negligent hole kind of in Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana, where it's just been kind of missing the snow events. But we've got another snow event to talk about that's on the table that's brewing right now that will set the stage for kind of a Tuesday, Wednesday, going into Thursday towards New Year's Eve event. So here's the latest 500 millibar. And you can kind of see as that snowstorm that was winding down from the northeast, now we have some lake effect snow to be dealing with on the backside as the winds have turned around and some very heavy snowfall squalls that are taking place over like Lake Erie that we'll talk about in a little bit, and kind of pushing off but now we're kind of looking at this other developing trough up here as this pattern kind of locks in, and will set the stage for our next snow event that's going to be taking place over the Midwest and the upper central U.S. And as this kind of moves through, this is what it looks like on Tuesday. This trough kind of digs down in towards Texas, and that'll set the stage for our next rain event as well as a snow event on the north side. And you can see by Thursday, this kind of really gets its act together and really sets the stage. You can see that kind of the blue line, your 540 line, that really digs all the way down to the south and pulls all the way up. So another very dynamic system where the system pulls in colder air for a short amount of time and then dumps a heavy amount of snow, and then extreme thermal gradient on the other side with some very diverse temperature swings from the east and the west again, as this kind of pulls through with another heavy rain event and then heavy snow event on the other side. So, but as we kind of take you through the latest surface map, this is what it looks like this morning for Saturday. And you can kind of see as this system's kind of winding down for the northeast, these winds have turning around and dumping some very heavy snow. In fact, we've got a mesoscale warning right now for Lake Ontario. I know Buffalo, the visibility gone down to like a quarter mile. I mean, we're getting some 20-inch snowfall totals now up there, and the snowfall rate is up to 2 to 3 inches per hour. And places like Buffalo and places around the lake could pick up another foot snow today off these winds that just kind of training over the same area. So definitely be on the lookout for that if you live near the lakes up there. These snowfalls are going to be totals are going to be piling up in a big way quick. And so as we kind of take you through the surface map for tomorrow, we see this little kind of clipper system kind of swinging across that'll bring a little bit of snow showers for the Dakotas into Minnesota and portions of northern Iowa. But that's not the main event for this week. The main event will be slowly kind of taking shape on Tuesday. This is what it would look like by Tuesday morning. You can see on the south side as this trough kind of digs in, we've got more rain, and we need the rain in Texas. It's been very dry, and so it's some welcome rain into Texas. We'll be pushing in and then into Oklahoma. But as we tap into some of that colder air, it'll transition to snow into portions of Colorado, into Wyoming again, into Nebraska, as well as South Dakota, as that cold core starts to kind of really get its act together and kind of pushes eastward. Now, as we get into Tuesday night, into overnight on Wednesday morning, you can kind of really see the heavier rain will start to take place over Texas into Oklahoma and Kansas. But then we'll make that transition to a little bit of ice where that transition zone. But on the north side, we'll have some very heavy snow that's kind of breaking out over Nebraska and South Dakota, pushing into Iowa, where I just think you're going to get pummeled with this system as it kind of pushes off to the northeast by midweek. And by midweek, as we get into Wednesday, towards getting into New Year's Eve, then that's when it starts to really be kind of at its heaviest, and we could be seeing snowfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. So I do expect a pretty healthy snowstorm from this event. We could easily pick up numerous double-digit totals, if not, up to 18 inches in parts of especially northwestern Iowa as we get into southern Minnesota and pushes into Wisconsin. I do think that there's going to be banding features that are going to set up and kind of train over the same area for an extended period of time to dump some very heavy snow as we get into Wednesday on the 30th. And as we kind of take it through Wednesday night, you can see this really heavier storm starting to develop as it's tapping into a lot of those warmer temperatures from the Gulf again. And then, of course, that snow going to be breaking out even, and then on the north side, and then pulling in some of that colder air. Now these temperatures aren't going to be that extreme, but it is going into January, so doesn't have to be really that cold to snow, because these anomalies are pretty much at your almost getting to be at your lowest, or they're going to be for the next several weeks as we getting into the coldest time of the year. And as this kind of moves to the east, it'll continue with that snow into Wisconsin, but really start to develop on the south side and kind of really get stronger as it's tapping into some of that Gulf moisture. And we see that kind of the transition zone kind of taking place into Illinois and getting to portions of Indiana now, where that colder air starts to push on the backside. And as it pushes on the backside, we'll have that transition from rain to snow. And that's when we'll have some heavier snow kind of breaking out. But you can see some of these anomalies. I mean, we're not talking, extreme temperatures or Arctic blast type temperatures from this event. This will just be a kind of a cold core system, and you can see the temperature gradient again that we just dealt with on the Christmas snowstorm. Again, this can be setting up for the Northeast, where we're going to be having those anomalies of 20, 25, almost 30 degrees above normal, and that colder air will start to push eastward, and then a heavy rain event setting up out ahead of it. But where that transition zone, I do expect that colder air kind of start to tap in on the backside, and we'll have that transition from rain to snow into Illinois, and especially over Indiana as this progresses eastward. And then I think it kind of fizzles itself out, because a lot of the warm air convection will be kind of trapped as you push further east. And the colder air will be more inclined to be on the north side rather than go towards the northeast. But as we kind of move through going into New Year's Day now, that colder air will kind of start to kind of fizzle itself out. And of course, this will be about 5 days from now. So we might be dealing with another kind of a severe weather setup again. It's kind of a little bit too early to tell if this is the severe weather aspect is going to take place or not. But I definitely look like a lot of the same setup could actually take place, where we could be dealing with some more severe weather as he swings up the northeast, and then that colder air on the backside. But you can kind of see where the snowfall is going to be taking place of the latest Euro model, and I'll show you the Euro as well as the GFS. But Yeah, that heavy snow squall pretty sets the stage for portions of Nebraska into South Dakota, getting into southern Minnesota, but we're basically kind of west Des Moines, points northwest. I do expect anywhere from a foot, if not 18 inches, or even upwards to 20 inches from this snowstorm as these heavy snow squalls kind of train over the same area, and that'll filter into Wisconsin as well. But then that colder air on the backside will have a little bit of a snow kind of transition from rain to snow a little bit further south, getting into Illinois and Indiana. So maybe you'll pick up several inches of snow that you probably haven't really seen any snow this month from these particular events, as you've been kind of trapped in kind of that donut. But the latest GFS model kind of hints a little bit of a different pattern. It has it progressing a little bit further east. It has the colder air trapped further north. So I'm not as favoring as this particular model as I am the Euro model with this particular setup, because I don't think it progresses this far eastward and has that transition of enough colder air going to be trapped for that extended period of time as this pushes east. But I'll be making several more updates on this particular system as we get closer in to kind of keep you ahead of the storm. So I appreciate you guys watching this latest update. I appreciate you liking my channel. Definitely like this video and leave your comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after storm.